Hey everyone, it's me Catherine, and today I'm here to bring you my Christmas holiday season book haul. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the books. So these first ones are the ones that I received as presents. So these first three are books that I asked for, and the first one is Want by Cindy Pon, and I was really excited about this when it first came out. I can't even remember when that was anymore. But this is a YA sci-fi futuristic story about a boy who goes to try and tear down the system, and then maybe finds out that things are either worse than they seem, or just maybe aren't quite as black and white as they seem. And I heard some good things about it when it first came out, not really much since, but I'm still really excited to read this. So this next book is a book that I didn't think I was going to get. I didn't think they'd do it, and I hate to say it, but I'm sort of cautiously optimistic about it. I'm genuinely a bit excited to read it because I've heard some not terrible things about it, and I hate myself for feeling hope and for getting excited about it, because this series has been a pain in my arse since I started it, and I'm too deep now to go back. It's too late for me now, so I've just got to do it. And it is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. This is Kale. Kale is this book, and honestly I didn't think she'd do it, because I think it was supposed to be some little novella, and I was so angry after finishing Empire of Storms because there was no Kale in it at all, and I was so sure that we were not going to get a full-length Kale novel, and we did, and I'm so happy. And I've heard some not terrible things about it, and I don't want to get excited about it, but I have, and I hate myself, and I hate this series so much. I don't know why I've done this to myself. And then this is the last thing that I asked for, because I didn't ask for a lot, because I always feel really bad because books aren't cheap if you're not buying them second hand, and this especially. I've heard lots and lots and lots of good things about this series because it's a trilogy. I asked for it, was a box set I asked for. I've heard some good things about it, and that it's best binge read because the first book is a bit of a slog. So I asked for the trilogy, and I got it in this nice box set, and it is the Magician's Trilogy by Lev Grossman, which consists of The Magicians, The Magician King, and The Magician's Land. And I'm so happy as well that I can keep these in the box because come out, because they're the floppy paperbacks, so after I've read them the spine won't be completely ruined that I can't get them back in, like with the Song of Ice and Fire box set that I got from my dad. I can't get the last book back in, and it bugs me to no end. So really happy about that. I'm really excited to get to reading those, and also the spines are just really shiny. Super, super shiny. So that's the last of the books that I asked for. Next are two books that were a lovely surprise from my sister. She got me these for Christmas, and they're the same book but two different editions, so you can probably already have a good guess at what those are. And the first one is the Gryffindor version, the 20th anniversary editions of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and I've been looking at these for ages, and I was a bit torn about which one to get, if I was going to get one, because when I first sorted into Pottermore, I was sorted into Gryffindor, and then when they brought it back, I was sorted into Ravenclaw. So I just sort of accepted my status as a Gryffindor, so I didn't know whether to get the Gryffindor or the Ravenclaw. And my sister bought me this lovely Gryffindor edition, so I'll probably end up buying myself a Ravenclaw one at some point, just because now I only need to buy one rather than two. And this is, I've been looking at these editions for ages, and I feel like everybody's got them now but me, and I could just never justify paying the price for these, no matter how beautiful they are. But my sister went and got me one for Christmas, and it's obviously it's the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I know there's only 3 out so far, and I feel like everybody's already got these but me, and now I have my very own, and it is amazing. And I love it, and it smells great, and it looks great, and it feels great, and it's it's great. So those are the books that I received for Christmas. Next are the books that I purchased with for myself with vouchers and money and stuff. I mean, just vouchers and money, like there's nothing really else I can use to pay for things. So I went into Waterstones armed with my vouchers and I got myself quite a few things. Probably the biggest purchase of books I've ever had for me. Like, I know some people like just go and buy loads, but this is the biggest one that I've ever made. And I went in knowing more or less roughly what I wanted. So most of these are books that I know I went in looking for specifically because they were sequels or things that I just really need to get read because I'm a bit behind. So the first couple of books I'm going to show you are books that I went in hoping to buy because they were sequels, companions. Sadly, the one I went in for they didn't have. I wanted the second book in the Expanse series, but sadly they did not have it. But I did manage to get Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch, which is book 2 in the Gentleman Bastard sequence. The first book being The Lies of Locke Lamora, which follows Locke and his band of merry thieves who find themselves in a bit too deep and are having to basically fight for their lives and whatnot. And I really enjoyed the first book, so I'm really happy to get this second one. And then the other book is A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, which is the companion to The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, which followed a crew on a tunneling space ship that made tunnels to make space travel happen. It basically followed them and their relationships and how they got along and whatnot, and I really enjoyed that. This follows, I believe, one of the crew of that ship and also a character that we met briefly in the last book, and that's all I know. But I really enjoyed the first one and I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy this one, so I'm really looking forward to get to that one. Alright, these next two books are books that I went for because everyone talks about these and I feel like I'm the last person left alive that hasn't picked them up and read them. And the first one is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, which is the first book in the Broken Earth trilogy, because I believe the final book came out recently, and everybody talks about N.K. Jemisin and especially this trilogy, and it is about time I got round to reading some of her stuff, and this naturally seemed like the best place to start. And then the next book is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, and I don't really need to say much about this. I just need to read it. I need to read it, and I'm going to now because I have my own copy. So the next book I'm going to show you is by an author who I really want to read more of her stuff. I've read one of her books before and really enjoyed it, and I heard she got a series that I've also heard is pretty good, which is about dragons and whatnot. And it is Temeraire by Naomi Novik, which is the first book in the Temeraire series, which, from what I can gather from the back, is about a captain who suddenly finds himself sort of bonded, attached to a dragon, and unwanted. Like, he doesn't think he wants any of this, but now he has to go on a mission or quests or whatever with this dragon companion that he didn't ask for, and I'm down for that. Like, dragons, dragon companions, I'm here for that, so I'm really looking forward to get to this. And then the final two purchases are the first two volumes of Durarara, which is a manga. A while ago I watched the first season of the anime and it was just really strange, and recently I rewatched it and honestly I absolutely really enjoy it. So I got the first two volumes, and basically this follows a group of people in a certain area in, I'm assuming Tokyo, it's gotta be Tokyo, right? And how they live their sort of like separate lives, but how those lives and their stories are sort of like interlinked and make up a bigger storyline. And it's just really strange, really weird, and really good, and I really enjoyed it. So I want to read the manga and collect the manga. So that was my Waterstones haul, Christmas haul collection. Then the final books I have to show you, I just couldn't not buy because of how much they were. It was a bargain, and they're in the editions that I've been looking for. And it is the entire Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare in this edition where all the spines match. But I've already read these. I read my sister's editions, but since I don't live with my sister anymore, I can't just borrow hers all the time, so I've got my own in this nice copy. And that is it for this book haul, everyone. I don't think it's my biggest book haul I've ever done, but it's the biggest book haul for me that I've got over such a short space of time, because usually this would be like my year book haul, but this is just over like a couple of weeks, and I'm so excited that I can do that. It's not something I will make a habit of ever, because my bank account would cry, and I'm just so excited to read all of the things. But that is it for this book haul, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on any of these purchases, and I will hopefully see you in another video.